I realized God's plan, his great plan, that God created sex and created a man and woman's time to climax so differently so that a man would have to delay his gratification in order to satisfy his wife. And in delaying this really strong urge, then it develops that man's character as a leader of the family, and it develops his love for his wife.
Hey, you're listening to the Blessed Couple Podcast, where we talk about how to do this marriage thing and experience God in the process. I hope you enjoy and subscribe. Let's get started.
Hello, I'm Dave.
This is Mitsue again.
The topic of today is God and sexuality. Mitsue, do you feel God when we are making love passionately?
Yes. Father said the whole world, and they're watching when this couple would make love, where God can come down. I imagine the God is coming down.
Yeah, and I think that God made sex so that it not only reveals a man and woman's character, but it develops it. When I was young, I wondered why in the world God made men to be able to climax so quickly and women took such a long period of time. So it was always confusing to me, kind of like, why did God create mosquitoes, But the longer I live and the longer that we're married, I realize God's plan, his great plan, that God created sex and created a man and woman's time to climax so differently so that a man would have to delay his gratification in order to satisfy his wife. And in delaying this really strong urge, then it develops that man's character as a leader of the family, and it develops his love for his wife. So I've learned that this is God's plan, and when I am able to have foreplay long and pleasure my wife, then I really feel God's presence there. And then it makes it so that when I do climax, hopefully either after Mitsue does or at the same time, then it makes it amazing. Your father said that it's like such a profound experience that you just lose track of time, and you could tell that your father really experienced the Creator during those moments of intimacy.
I think, when you watch the movie and the man and the woman climaxing like instantly, and that's lie. That doesn't happen. And Father said also, woman climax 5-10 times, slower than man. So I believe in Father than movie. So that's how it goes.
Yeah, Hollywood sex is such a lie. I mean, the man gets home and he tears the woman's clothes off and she's just all of a sudden orgasmic. That doesn't happen.
And that like a slower, that's like creating intimacy on that moment. Don't you think the feeling of the skin, like touch and
Yeah.
Hey, if you're getting something good from this episode, it would mean the world to us if you could share it with someone you love or leave a 5-star review, because the only way this podcast spreads around is through word of mouth. So a share or a review would go a long way, and it only takes like 10 seconds to do. Thanks. Back to the show.
And I'm a businessman. I've learned that many of the same principles that are involved in business are true in relationships. And investment is one of those principles. I invest in my business. I invest the first 10 years of my business without taking anything out of it, except for what we needed to survive. And even now that it's been almost 30 years, I continue to invest when needed and invest just on a regular basis. And your marriage is the same way. You invest in the beginning of your marriage, you invest after 5 years, you invest after 10 years, after 20 years, 40 years. you still keep investing. You invest when things aren't going so well. You invest when things are mediocre. You invest when things are going really well. And then there's like, you experience this great surplus of energy that you never would have experienced before. You never would have expected just out of your own effort. It's like 1 + 1 = like 5 or 10. It's amazing. And definitely you experience God in those moments after you've invested in your relationship, in your marriage, after you invested in sex, then you can feel that, this is where God dwells.
So God created us, right? And where God put the most energy in creating is a sexual organ. And so that is where God can watch and dwell. Isn't that really principle?
Yeah, God invested, and he, through watching and dwelling there, then he gets a return on his investment. And we're the same way. We have to invest too.
Yeah, and it's amazing that only Father can speak so freely about sex, freely about sexual organ, and we are following Father, and it's just amazing how he connects to this sex that world think it's dirty, something secret, but Father speaks so vertical, so godly. I'm very happy to follow Father.
Yeah, so I just want to encourage you to put your spouse's sexual satisfaction before your own. When I do this, I really feel God. And even if I don't get an orgasm, sometimes I actually delay so long that my libido is lost, and Mitsue gets hers and I don't get mine. And I know it's kind of lame, but that's because I'm older. I'm 62 now, and during those times, I'm really more grateful and happier when Mitsue gets satisfied. I'm most happy when she's happy and when she's satisfied. So that's all we'd like to share with you for now. So be happy and put each other first in your marriage and in the bedroom, especially. Good night.
Hey, if you want to improve your relationship or take your sex life to the next level, well, you're in luck, because more than 70% of couples that take our Love and Integrity course said that the quality of their sexual relationship improved after joining the course. Sounds good? You can join the program today with your spouse, or just take the course by yourself at loveandintegrity.com. See you in the next episode.